Hello, friends. I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? Things here are things here. You know, as it always is, life moves forward, and it's very difficult to go backward, and usually a very bad thing. So I try to continue moving forward with everything that I do, and I've always tried to better myself. But today was it was a good day at work. I did work. I got a good bit of work done. Made a pretty substantial change to an internal piece of software that we use that makes our lives easier. So whenever I can push out changes to things like that, it helps. But so it was a good day at work. It was a good day at home. Work from home today. It was great. Got to spend some time just relaxing while working, which is always great. But at the end of all of that, I took my oldest daughter to physical therapy. She's been doing physical therapy. She started this week for her knee that she had surgery on last year. And then after that was over, I signed our parenting plan. The divorce stuff is something that's needed to be resolved for a while now, but it's really time to resolve it. And signing a parenting plan that says that I'm not going to have my kids on these days and I'm going to have my kids on these days, it's really tough. It's really like the realization that I don't have access to my children all the time anymore. That's not true. That's really not true. It's extremely not true, because Jamie and I we're not fighting. We're not going to be those parents that like hold our kids ransom or anything like that. If I want them, I'll have them. It's not that big of a deal. And me and my kids have great relationships, so it's good. But it's the realization or the factualization that they don't live here anymore. They aren't a daily part of my life. I text them. I try to text them every day. I'm bad about reaching out to people, and even to my own children, I'm not easy. I'm not good at that. But I try to text them daily and let them know I'm thinking of them and ask them how things are going, and try to keep up the conversations that we had when they lived here and when I could see them every day. But knowing that I'm not going to see them, every day, knowing I'm not going to see them often, is tough. It's really tough. And I'll be the first to admit that I'm still not a great dad. I'm a good father, and I always have been, and I've been better at being a dad than I thought I could be. But I'm not great at it. I've never had like a very strong, I'm not the kind of dad that can play well with my kids. I can't. I have a really hard time with it. I don't work well with a lack of understanding when things are not working quite right or whatever. I don't hold focus very long. So it's very difficult for me to sit with them. As children learn and progress, they in the beginning, there's these long periods where they want to repeat things over and over and spend hours on a task, and I just can't. And I get really distracted really easily, and it makes it very difficult for me to be there, like in the moment with them for hours at a time. It's very hard for me. And so that's always caused a lot of frustration between us, and a lot of frustration with me and Jamie, a lot of frustration between me and the kids, that why I can't play like they can. Jamie's very patient and very good with that, and I can't. I just can't do it. It causes me so much anxiety that I get physically ill from it. So that sucks. But the fact that I know that that's who I am as a dad, and the fact that I know that that's a problem, and I've tried my darndest to work on it, is something. But the truth is, my kids don't live with me anymore. They're not a daily part of my life, and I signed paperwork affirming that. And, who knows? I'll keep you updated on the process. This is just step one. Step one is filing. We decided to file a joint custody plan because it's much easier than one person filing, and then we have to fight it out through the courts. If we both file jointly and say, listen, we're adults and we work well together, we can work well together to raise our children. It's not a big. It's going to go easier. So filing a joint plan is always the way to go if you can. If you're breaking up is amicable. So we did that, and now we just wait, and I think Jamie's going to file soonish, and then we'll see, court dates and all that stuff, and pay money, and all those things happen, and it is what it is. I have seen them a lot recently because of practices and stuff. Taking Keely to practice, taking Lena to physical therapy, taking Roland to physical therapy, doing those sorts of things means that I've got to spend like at least 20 minutes with them each day this week, which has been really cool. Seeing them every day, just even if it's just for a little bit, it's really awesome. And truthfully, when they lived here, that's really all I got to see them anyway. Because I'd come home and work, I'd come home and do this, I'd come home and do project videos, I'd come home and do board game work. But I had basically 7 jobs that I was doing all the time. I don't really have that anymore because financially I'm in a better position than I was. Still not in a great position, but I'm in a better position than I was, so I'm not working as much. But so when they lived here, I really only spent half an hour with them a day anyway, which sucked. Don't get me wrong, I know that. I know that sucked. But I had to do it. I had to pay the bills. Right? That's what I'm supposed to do. So it's been good to see them, and I hope to continue doing that. And I hope they'll come around more than what we put on the papers. What we put on the papers is not some written in stone. I mean, factually, family court-wise, it is. We agreed this is written in stone. But like I said, we're not unfriendly, so if I ask for them, it's no big deal, and if they ask for me, it's no big deal. I'll get to see them whenever. But yeah, when the status quo changes, it's rough, and I've learned that now as I'm learning to be an author, that changing the status quo is how you really pull at your character's heartstrings. That's what's happening right now. So I'm going to end it there and go do something to take my mind off of it. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being wonderful people and amazing friends. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, Doc, wait! I want to ask you something.
Today's random fact comes from National Geographic. What percentage of species have been discovered? Even after centuries of effort, some 86% of Earth's species have yet to be fully described, according to a new study that predicts our planet is home to 8.7 million species.